Christmas scrotum. Hello everyone and welcome to a Christmas special of Sewing Machine Adventures! Yeah! A Christmas special of Sewing Machine Adventures, have fun! I feel like I haven't sewn or had my sewing machine out in a very long time, so I might be a little bit on the rusty side, I'm not gonna lie. And for today's episode, I didn't want to do anything too technical because I've got a lot going on at the minute. But I also wanted to challenge myself a little bit. And I found this pattern thing that you just print off online. And it's for some Christmas baubles. And I thought we'd make some 3D Christmas baubles. What's cool as well, if you go online. So this website, I think it's called Apple Green Cottage. Don't know anything about Apple Green Cottage if I'm being totally honest with you. But if I signed up to their newsletter, I got like a free little template thing. And I love free things. Free things are my favourite things. So we've got a pattern. I've also bought some very Christmassy fabric and I'm going to make some gorgeous Christmas baubles today, hopefully.
And so it begins again.
So with this little template, they've got a couple of different things you can do. So you can actually do 3D ones, which I'm most interested in because I think that'll be far more exciting. But you can also do like a 2D flat felt version as well. And there's a closer look, so these are the kind of shapes you can do. This kind of, I don't know what you would call that. And then more of like one of them. Apparently they have a video tutorial as well. I have a strong feeling I know what I'm doing, but I'll just browse over it just to be sure. Oh, these look piss easy. Oh my god, these look so easy. Why was I stressed out about it for? Because I think what I'll learn from this as well is how to make like circular things. I've been struggling a little bit with that. Because I'm feeling fun and confident today, I'm gonna make both shapes. And also, it's got different sizes here. Obviously you want a big one. Wink. I was confused because it's got all these other things on, like a cap and these circle bits and stuff, but I have a feeling, yeah, they're for the flat versions only. Right, we'll start with this shape first, I think. What fabric do I want? I've got presents, polka dots, oh my god, candy canes, stripes, snowflakes, holly, Christmas trees. Oh, I like that one actually, I want you. And then I'm just thinking, because I need 4 of these out, if I just fold this 4 times, I can just cut it out like that, can't I? As long as my little cutting wheel will go through it. See, it's all about being as efficient as possible. And normally, Ant would do this and just slap it right in the middle and waste all the fabric, which is ridiculous. But if we go to the very side, then we've got all this fabric left over. Right, so we've got 4 of them, gorgeous, while I'm on actually, and I've got my cutting mat out and stuff, I'll do the other shape as well. Also, in their tutorial, they don't use like particularly Christmassy fabrics, I don't know why. Theirs look a little bit more kind of summery, which doesn't really go with the Christmas aesthetic, does it? Oh, I think these are going to be well cute, you know.
They won't.
I think something like this as well, it's like a nice little keepsake, and especially at Christmas time, you could just like make someone like a little present, couldn't you? Rather than like having to buy people shit. What I need to do is clip each of them down the side. We're going to sew them inside out as well, and you want to leave one side open. Right, and then do the same with the other one. I find it funny as well being on YouTube and stuff, with like people's comments and everything. Like I don't particularly get like a lot of hate comments or anything like that. I think YouTube does quite a decent job of like removing them or just not allowing them or whatever they do. But anyway, I got a comment. It wasn't yesterday, but it was the day before. And it just seemed to come out of nowhere. And I don't understand what this person's problem is. I don't think I've ever had a comment like it before in my life. But anyway, I thought I would share it with you. Because I screenshotted it and everything just in case she deleted it. So this person called Sophie, this is a little hateful comment story time. A little bedtime story for everyone. So they've left a very lengthy comment on my video saying, I've been subscribed to you because as a 58-year-old woman and a professional artist, I like supporting other younger gay creatives on YouTube too. However, fuck me, Anthony, do you really watch your own videos back? You talk not 10 to the dozen, more like 1,000 to the dozen. It's so manic and pointless, tacking on about utter bollocks. I'm sorry, I'm unsubbed. Not sure if there's something bouncing here, but you're talking for talking's sake. If it was intelligent or you excelled artistically, it might be more bearable. Can't you chill out, a butt? I have no idea how anyone overseas understands a word. I am just 8 miles from North Wales, so can understand quite a bit, but the manic speed just causes a headache. Bless whoever shares a house with you, it must drive them insane. I wish you well, I truly do, but your channel has become boring. Yap, yap, yap. See, I can do it too.
Oh. All right.
And I find it kind of like weird for a start, and almost like a backhanded kind of thing going on about how they support us and blah blah blah, and then just absolutely rip us to shreds. And I don't understand either, because they commented on a video where I don't think I was talking about shite or anything like that, and I just find it a very strange concept, because which video brought you to my channel, which pretty much has been the same for quite a while now, for them to subscribe to the channel and then be like, oh my god, he talks too much, I'm unsubscribing. And I find someone like that as well, considering they're a 58-year-old woman. They must have learned absolutely nothing in their 58 years of living on this planet, because I don't think I've ever come across a comment with like such kind of disdain and hate in it. It felt very kind of from the gut. I feel like maybe she woke up on that morning and like her cat shat in her cup of tea or something and put her in a really bad mood. I don't know. But fancy leaving that in someone's video. I was just like, who do you think you are, you horrid little bitch? It's actually quite sad, because I can imagine this person doesn't have like much of a life. I feel like they're the kind of person who may potentially not have many friends, or might be that kind of person who corrects everyone. They're given that vibe, they're like a corrector. She was talking about being a professional artist, blah blah blah, blowing smoke up her own ass. And basically, if you see this video, Sophie, and even when you've announced that you've unsubscribed, which by the way you don't need to do, you can just like fuck off. But also, if you do see this video, I just want to let you know that I feel really sorry for you, okay? But just fancy that, and starting off the whole video about supporting like queer artists and all of this, like, piss off. But yeah, it's very rare I get comments like that, so it just caught us off by surprise a little bit. I just find it strange, because if I personally like was watching someone's content and it ended up not being for me, or they changed a bit and it wasn't really my cup of tea or anything, I feel like I'm grown enough to just leave. Like, I don't need to announce or tell that person that they're doing a shit job, or I don't like their personality anymore, or any of this kind of stuff. Why don't you just leave? It's really, really weird. I find it very strange on the internet that people will share things like that. There's plenty of people I haven't subscribed to because I don't know, I've outgrown their content, or their content's changed drastically from what it originally was. But I didn't get in the comment section and be like, right, listen to me, I am unsubbing because you're a boring piece of shit. And she's talking about imagine living with me. Can you imagine living with her? Oh no, absolutely not. Right, so we've got the sewing machine all set up. Actually, I'm gonna just quickly check to make sure I'm doing this right. I think I am. Just before I start sewing, because it's been a while. Yeah, okay, I kind of understand what they're doing. So we'll sew one side together first. Oh my god, sewing machine. Please be kind to us, because I haven't had you out in a while. I'm sorry for neglecting you. I've been busy. Oh, what am I doing to this? Hang on a second, I'm probably butchering this. I'm putting that down to being a little bit rusty, okay? That was not a good start. Why is everything really tight for? Okay, it was rough. That was a rough bit of sewing. I'm blaming that on obviously not having my sewing machine out in a while. That shouldn't have been like that. I feel like I rescued it, it's alright. Ah, my lines are so wonky. What's happened there? That was a warm up, and now we can do it even better on this one. Okay, I don't know whether that was any better. The problem is these bits are very thin and they're quite hard to sew. So I've got 2 bits that are together now. Right, let's pin these sides together. And it's hopefully going to start to make a certain shape now. We'll do that one first, because the next one I need to leave a gap because I'm going to stuff it. I'm wondering where to leave the gap. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the gap at the very bottom. They do theirs at the very side, but I think it'll look neater if I just leave a gap at the bottom to stuff it. Look at me improving someone else's tutorial, as if I'm an expert in sewing. So then, if I turn this inside out now, I should have a lovely bauble. Oh, I've just remembered I'm gonna have to pull it through this tiny hole. I always make this mistake and give us the tiniest hole ever to actually pull it all through. One thing I always learn about sewing is you can take the simplest of projects and look at it and just look at like an image and be like, oh, that's like so easy, so simple. And then when it actually comes to do it, it's the most fiddliest piece of shit you could ever imagine. The smaller something is with sewing, the harder it is to sew. I think so anyway. People might disagree, but I believe if it's tiny, it's really difficult to sew. I don't know whether I like the shape of that. It looks like a testicle bag. Do you not think it's giving like scrotum vibes? Is that just me? Like a green Christmas scrotum?
Oh, yum.
Right, let's stuff it and see if the scrotum will disappear. You want it to be very, very packed, full of fluff. Okay, so now I'm wondering, how do I finish this and make it look a little bit neat and invisible? How do you get an invisible stitch? Because I know that's not going to be invisible, is it?
Will hide your knot. Place your needle straight across to the other folded edge and take a small stitch into the fold, bringing the needle to the top side.
I'm going to try and hand sew this and make that sewn part invisible.
Good luck.
Because apparently if you do something called a ladder stitch, it hides it. I feel like I know what they want us to do, but my sewn doesn't want me to do what they want me to do. Because I'd like to learn these like little steps, just to like to be able to finish things off. It kind of works. It's not seamless. I would have preferred it to be very seamless, but it's better than what it would have been. Also, I don't know whether I'm doing it right, but it is what it is, isn't it? Oh, you know what? Actually, like I shit on myself too much. That doesn't look too bad. It's all about like kind of catching the edges. I would show you up close what I'm doing, but I don't think what I'm doing is correct, so I don't want anyone to copy what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing a ladder stitch, but I also don't think I'm doing a ladder stitch properly. I think I'm doing Ant's version of what he thinks is a ladder stitch. I feel like the more you work with fabrics, the more you kind of understand how they're gonna work together and close and the science behind it. I don't think I've fully kind of figured it out yet, but I'm getting there. Okay, that definitely wasn't invisible. 1000% not invisible at all. In fact, it's very, very visible. I don't know what I did there. To be fair, I think I would have done a better job on the actual sewing machine. Never mind, I tried. Oh, that's sewing. What have I done there? What's that about? That's apparently supposed to be an improvement to like that gorgeous seamless piece of sewing.
Oh, dear.
So on the original one, how they finished it off, they dangled like a chain of just regular beads off. But because this is a Christmas bauble, I thought I would use like a little jingle bell. I think that's way better. I'm gonna have to hand sew it on. I absolutely detest hand sewing. I'm so shit at it. That's the thing as well with sewing. I don't feel like everything can be done with a sewing machine. I think you have to have like this element of hand sewing and sewing machine. I still feel like I'm massively improving. I'm just not improving as much as I wanted to, or as fast as I wanted to. Is that even... I suppose it's sewn on. It wasn't supposed to look like that. I wanted it higher up. And then I just want to add some ribbon to the top. What I should have done is just left the thing at the top. I was trying to follow their tutorial though. I think their tutorial shit. I'm blaming their tutorial. I'm not blaming me.
Convince yourself.
Alright, there we go. What do we think? A gorgeous, gorgeous Christmas bauble. Honestly, it hasn't gone well. It hasn't gone well at all. I don't understand why. I feel like I don't know, I made so many mistakes. I don't understand how I made so many mistakes. Something like this, I feel, should be really, really easy, and apparently I've struggled with it for some reason. I'm going to try and do the other one, and hope it looks better than this one. Surely, if I do it a second time, now knowing what to expect, I should get a better result, shouldn't I? That's how the world's supposed to work. Okay, so today hasn't gone well.
You think?
Today has not gone well at all. Don't know why. Don't know what's happening. something in the air. There's really bad like sewn juju kicking about, and it's just put us off for some reason. Because this one, although it looks better because practicality, it's better than the last one, it still looks shit. So here it is here, and obviously I've sewn this into the actual bauble, so it's just like stronger and a bit more put together and a bit neater. Unfortunately, and I don't know why, I struggle with like finishing an end bit, and I don't understand how. Like, what happened there? Look at that. Look at the state of it. I don't understand how people make things look so neat. Mine always just looks proper like scratty, and also it doesn't really look like the shape. I feel like I got these 3 sides right, and then all along here it just went wrong. You wouldn't want to give this to anyone for Christmas, would you? And I didn't bother putting any dangly bits or bells on because I didn't see the point. You can tell there's like some sort of idea there. There's some sort of thought, and there's something happening, but I struggle. I really struggled with it. And theirs looked a million times better than mine. Don't know what I've done wrong. Well, I've done everything wrong, haven't I?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to do some more research into like this ladder stitching and how to do it, because I can't for the life of us finish like a 3D thing. I can do the basic bit, like I can do all this starter bit and stuff it. It's when it gets this very end bit, it all turns to shit. So I need to do more research. I need to do a lot more research. So that's fine, at least I've learnt that. Anyway, hopefully I have enjoyed this festive edition of Sewing Machine Adventures, even though it's been a little bit on the lackluster side. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you next week for some hopefully successful Christmas crafts. I'm going to do lots of Christmas crafts, and they're all going to look fantastic. This one is just an off day, okay? I'm putting it down to I've been very busy, and also I feel like I'm getting a bit of a cold.
I'm sure you are.
I know I'm coming up with excuses, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a cold, so I think I'm blaming the tutorial and I'm a little bit of a cold. It's put us off today. Usually I'm fantastic at sewing. Don't know what's happened. Maybe I'm proving this Sophie correct. You know, the one who left the comment. Because they did say, if it was intelligent or you excelled artistically, it might be more bearable. Maybe it hasn't been a bearable video today. Hopefully Sophie isn't watching, because she'll be very pissed off. She'll leave us a very angry comment. Hey, fancy that though, a 58-year-old woman acting like that. She needs to get a grip.